You're all gonna subscribe.
Alright guys, let's transform Kingdom AIRAZOR, our new entry in the deluxe class from this new wave that just arrived at my local Walmart store. Anyway, take a look at the packaging to kick things off here. Beautiful artwork of her in her bird mode. There she is in her robot mode. AIRAZOR on top. You can't see any of that, my apologies. Transformers right there. You got Hasbro, Misaligned Generations logo, Kingdom, ages 8 and plus. Here's the side. Here's the other side, which we've already seen. Here's the back of the packaging, where you can see once again her bird and her robot mode in 22 steps. Sad onion face. Not much else to really explain here. There's the barcode, and then there's the authentic Transformers logo, which I almost forgot to show off. And I mean, here's the top if you want to see that too. And that's about it. Alright, so here's the instructions. Says AIRAZOR, just to confirm. We'll put them here. She also comes with her trading card, which, you know, these are hit or miss sometimes. It's the Ark. You open it up, and the fate for the Ark is that it's crashing to Earth, caused by the Decepticons. Of course. And that's about it. Alright, so AIRAZOR, lower the camera, pick her back up, because she is a little back heavy, but it doesn't really help that this platform that I'm using is so imbalanced. I mean, it's kind of like sloping as I move my hand down, so yeah, it's got a little bit of a heel to it. Oh well, I'll deal with it in the next house. Anyway, let's go ahead and transform her into her bird mode by starting off and removing these wrist blasters here, which probably are talons or something if I said it right. Anyway, yay, good. Next, we're going to turn her head straight, and then we're going to come back here and we're just going to untab her wings and straighten those out. And be careful when you get this figure out of packaging at first, because if you don't know how to get these wings in the right place, because they're actually forward instead of being where they're supposed to be back here with this tab here, and this causes the stress, which I do have on my figure, to the point where it could snap over time, because that doesn't look pretty. I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah, maybe I might, you know what, the heck with it. It's my video, I can do what I want, right? So anyway, just to show it off real quickly, what you want to do is, once I get this wing back in the placement that it was, you know, straight out packaging here, well, I can't, but the tab won't go back to the front, and I'm not going to force it because I don't want to break the figure. But anyway, yeah, that little piece right there causes so much issue, and it's for both wings, by the way. But if you can get one to correct itself, you can get the other. Why they decide to do that when they put the figure in the packaging, I have no idea, but just be forewarned, you might have to finagle with it just a little bit in order to get it in the right place. But once you do, you'll realize that this part here does actually tab into that slot right there, so you'll know what I'm talking about once you get your figure. Anyway, that's all I can really say about it. I can't show it off, I'm sorry. Anyway, let's fold down the shoulders now. So what we're going to do is we're going to untab her tail, and then we'll flip this piece back, and that should allow us to disconnect the waist section, or should I say the torso, and slide it up because it's on a double hinge, which it should slide up. There we go. And now that we have enough clearance here, we can fold this down a little bit so we can take her head and swing the robot head all the way back till the bird head lines up like this. And then we're going to make sure that these tabs are all the way down, or not tabs, sorry, these hinges here, these gold hinges, all the way down, so that way that this is properly aligned up, so we can push this in like so, and then we can at this point tab the tail back into place, I believe. If not, we'll correct it. Okay, what we need to do now is we need to bring the hands down straight, and then we turn them this way, and then we fold the fists in like that. Leave it for the time being. Repeat the same process on this side. and we fold that in, because then what we're going to do is we're going to take these hands and we're going to slot them in right here via a tab, which I'm pointing at right here at her hand. If it's lined up straight, it will go in just fine. If not, well, clean it up. There we go, just like that. It does what it can to hide the robot hands, but obviously they're still there. Anyway, now that that's done, what we need to do now is finish with the legs. Basically, what we do is, well, we gotta untap the tail, of course. Then we turn it this way. Then we can tap this back in, because at this point we're done with that part. But what we need to do now is we need to rotate her bird feet so they're facing the right place. And then what we do now is we rotate right here at the joint that's above the knee, like that. And then we need to coordinate everything. So what we need to do is fold that like that, and then we take this and we fold this till it clicks into place, because it will click. I mean, you're not going to hear it, but you will feel it snap into place like that. And then finally we need to angle her hips, so there's a tab right there, and they're going to slot in right there into that hole. Yes, that hole in her leg. You can see my finger from the other end. So flip that up and then line it up and push in. Repeat the same process on this side. And once you got it lined up right, just give it a little force, and there you go. Now just readjust everything to your liking, and at this point readjust the wings, straighten them up, put them in any position you want. It's your option, and options are good. They're great, they're fantastic, they're super sonorific. And there you go, that's her in her bird mode. We'll go ahead and show off the weapon storage, because yeah, of course, it would be where those holes are in her hips, and that would cover that up. So gives you a clean look rather than holes in the back of the bird like that. And there you go, there she is. Nice, looks great. You know, it's not a review, but I can give you guys a quick thought on this one. I like her. They did what they could for the budget they had. I mean, she's got great paint applications. She has a great design overall in both modes. You know, I don't know how they can make it look any more natural than it is already here. I mean, this is as good as it can get for a transforming bird. But you can bring her wings down if you want her to have a more, just if you want them like that, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, with that done, let's go ahead and put her back in the robot mode. So let's lift the wings back out, just so they're out of the way for the moment. And then we can come back in here, and you don't have to remove these. You can keep them on her hips if you want. They don't interrupt the transformation. And honestly, they look kind of cool on her hips in robot mode, because they look like holsters to a gun, which is pretty cool. Like I said, pretty cool. Cool. Right, so anyway, let's go ahead and untab the hips, and then we will swing them back down into their rightful position, like so. And then we will adjust her legs and straighten them back out and make sure that they do clip back into place here, because again, you're not going to hear it, but you are going to feel it. Once it's locked into position, you're good to go. Next, what we need to do is we need to rotate above the knee joint, and then rotate her feet back to this position. And it looks weird, but trust me, that's the way it is. Untab the tail, rotate this section around, and there you go, there's her legs back in there. Like I said, proper orientation. Right, so now what we need to do is we need to remove the hands from the sides and rotate all this back into position. Swing up her shoulders if you want. At this point, I'm just going to leave this untapped for the time being, so we can open up this back section here and fold down this section so we got enough clearance to swing out the robot head. Yeah. Sorry. Don't know what happened there, but apparently it just got stuck. There we go. And once that's done, what we need to do is, you see those hinges right there that I'm pointing at? Gotta swing them forward as far as they'll go and swing them down, so that way all this rail system is gonna line up here with her chest like that and lock everything into place. Go ahead at this point and tab in her tail, keeping everything locked into position. Readjust the head just so it's out of the way. And then what we need to do now is we need to fold up on this hinge here, get that tab to go in there on the wing, and then what we can do is we can fold this way and swing the the wing all the way down. Repeat the same process on this side. Put it into the tab, hold, swing down, and swing that down, and there she is back in her robot mode once we clean everything up. Alright, last thing to do is put her wrist blaster talon things back on her wrist. Again, you can put them on her hips if you want. I said, and I repeat, I quoted again, they look cool that way, but I'm just going to go by the actual animation model from the cartoon. I think she had those in the cartoon. I don't know. I haven't watched Beast Wars in a long time, but there you go. There's AIRAZOR back in her robot mode. Not a clean transformation by this video standards, but I will say I think I pulled it off pretty successfully. You guys let me know down below in the comment section of this one. So if you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to sub up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Don't forget to throw in the towel. You know that kind of stuff I always say. Well, here's a new one. And until then, this is LetZ Power signing off by saying, see you next time, guys.